What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven here with your afternoon snap, and today we are participating in a community battle on the official Marvel Snap Discord server. Smallest ones only. Each community battle has different deck building restrictions, and this time every card in your starting deck needs to have 3 or less power. There's also an additional list of banned cards that the mods thought would just be too good given these restrictions, and looking at these cards that were banned, the first things that came to my mind, well, I'll show you the first thing that came to my mind. This is what I'm going to play in the very first round here, and I'll switch it up for the subsequent games that I play, just because that's what I like to do, trying out more different things. But the first thing that came to my mind really was, well, they just nerfed Doom 2099 up to 3 power, so he can still fit in among the smallest ones. You aren't going to be able to play Spectrum or the original Doctor Doom to get the most value out of your Doom 2099, but you can still play Blue Marvel and both Captain America and Captain America Sam Wilson, which do have some synergies with just getting a bunch of Doombots. And from there, I also threw in Rogue and Super Skrull to kind of deal with opposing players potentially doing the same things. One other thing that came to my mind, which we will get to in the second game, but I'll just touch on it a little bit here. I saw Human Torch was on the banned list, and that immediately made me realize Deadpool is not on the banned list. And actually, barring a few notable omissions, you can't play Death, you can't play Deathlock, but otherwise you can play a lot of the cards that you would typically see in a Destroy deck. Notably, you can play the top-end curve of Noel and Arnim Zola. So that's what I'm going to play in game number 2. That should be pretty exciting. And then finally, if your power has to stop at 3, well, the first thing that comes to my mind is Cerebro 3. So I'm going to be trying that out as well for the third match. But for now, let's get into match number 1. Clubhouse is interesting. I'll probably just play the Patriot onto the shield.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, Hobgoblin is definitely a little bit of a cheaty way to get some extra power out there. Was definitely considering that one. Let's just go Iron Patriot for now. We'll maybe follow that up with like a Zabu because I don't have too much else going on here. Ooh, Hazmat. Well, I've won the Iron Patriot battle. I guess we snap to that. And then fill the clubhouse. It's a little bit awkward to use my Zabu because I won't get any value out of it, like throwing it into Lockjaw or something. So I could see hanging on to the Zabu here. And then I'm not sure how Lockjaw interacts with Doom 2099. That's not cards that I've played together yet. So we'll see how this works. Like next turn I might be able to play Lockjaw plus something else, and it might work, but I'm not sure. Alright, Green Goblin coming over. We know they've got a Hobgoblin for me as well, which I might want to play around. That blob is not going to get super big in this format. I do have a slight temptation to just play around the Hobgoblin by playing something here into Daily Bugle. I feel like that's not totally unreasonable. Maybe I do go for something like this then and just don't use the Doom 2099 this turn, or do. I feel like that's bad though, and I feel like I should be using up more of my energy. So what if we just did this? This could be a game winner. I really did think that they'd go for it, but nope. They're going to send over a Hobgoblin in the clubhouse, which means I can get some extra power out of it, so that's fine. And I cannot Red Guardian the Mr. Fantastic. This blob would eat up 6 power. I mean, it would eat up 8 power, go up to 6 power. What else do we have access to here? We could super scroll the Mr. Fantastic. That's interesting, because I don't know exactly what else my opponent has got cooking here. Can't be Galactus, obviously. I think they're just like a little bit of junk, a little bit of affliction. And so this seems reasonable. Only gives my cards at other locations +1 power, actually. So if I play this Super Scroll here, I get 1 more Doombot. Maybe I do just play Blob here to battle for every location. And then I get another Doombot over here. That's better than Zabu. Sure. Plus I get the Clubhouse power. We'll get a 6 power Blob. Breaking the rules a little bit. Oh, and then Silver Surfer to battle for Daily Bugle, tying it up. However, the Doombot will put me over the top there and grab me the win in Lemuria. Victory. My opponent's still playing, which is their prerogative. Ooh, the shield into Superflow. Bit of a bummer. I do feel like I should snap just so that way my opponent has to play it out here. Oh, and I do get to move the shield out of Superflow with Sam Wilson. Okay, this is fine then. Next turn I will still have 3 energy, but the turn after that I will have a whole bunch because of the Jin and because of the Superflow. Bruce Banner is a fun way to get some extra power onto the board in this format. Shuri's Lab, I'm not so sure about, though. Suppose we will just do this. Valentina could give me a big card for Shuri's Lab, though. That might be nice. I mean, just double cap is pretty good. What do they got for me here? Looks like a Jin plus a 3-cost card. And because of Superflow, they actually are floating energy each turn. So they might get a Hulk randomly. I do want to play Valentina. Oh, I get to play it here. I've got 7 energy this turn. Nice. Okay. Well, I will probably use this as an opportunity. I guess I could play Adam Warlock, too. Alright, sure. I wasn't going to play Adam Warlock initially, but I think this is probably pretty good. Do I want 1 more Jin to play next turn? Yeah, that's probably fun, too. Cool, let's try this. Next turn, I need to play Valentina, a Jin, and not sure what else. Red Guardian on Bruce Banner could be devastating. I think the lab is the location I'm looking to win here. As long as I get a reasonable card off Valentina. Could also Rogue. Yeah, I'm definitely losing Nor Dimension. That's fine. Nothing I can do about that one. Super Scroll, also potentially live instead of Rogue. That's worth considering. Valentina here, because I need to play Rogue plus another good card here. Do I even... I might just give up on Nor Dimension, actually. Just play a Jin here, move the shield here, Valentina. I could Rogue now. That maybe gives me additional energy to play around with next turn. Sure. I mean, I do still want to draw Super Scroll off Warlock here. But Rogue could also be a lot of points. Oh, you cannot Hobgoblin me, my friend. Oh, that's a game-winning play then. Was not intentionally playing around Hobgoblin here, though Hobgoblin at its best into Shuri's Lab, and they knew I was going to leave space in Shuri's Lab to move the shield back over there next turn. So potentially a pretty big mistake with that one. But Odin should be able to take over the lab. And I also have a Red Guardian. If I just want to play Red Guardian Odin, I feel like, yeah, that is gotta be the play. All right, this should do it. Up by 21 here, and up by enough points here that this should be enough to get it done. I stole their Mr. Fantastic, which is the least points to battle for Shuri's Lab, but my opponent has had enough, and we get our first match victory. Let's see what we can do now with Destroy instead. Oh, Project Pegasus? Jeesh. Well, I guess I will run out a free null. Kind of have to figure out where I want that to go, but I mean, we should snap, make my opponent pay to see my null, and then the final turn we're going to wind up Arnim Zola-ing, most likely. I'm just hoping one of these two locations is a suitable location to destroy my other cards in. My opponent dumping 4 cards this turn. It's Quinjet plus potentially a bunch of card generation. Yeah, we're going to see Maria Hill, Valentina, and maybe Iron Patriot all come down. That's a lot. That's a lot of discounted cards here. Card generation is a nice way to get around the restriction because you can generate some bigger cards. Angel's not exactly what I wanted to see. I mean, I'm fine playing into the big house. Could just play Angel this turn, next turn go Deadpool Carnage. Maybe even Forge Deadpool or Agony Deadpool. Sure, this is the most flexible play, I suppose. In Victoria hand, we're going to see some big numbers here then. The only question is, will we be able to get my opponent with Arnim Zola? Oh, I get a random card too. Victoria hand. All right. It's not going to be super useful, I don't believe. Hello. Next turn, I get to play Deadpool plus Venom, making a pretty big house for myself and a reasonably recent null. Not recent, reasonable. I just said reasonably reasonable and didn't want to say that. Mjolnir off the hub, it looks like, and then Cloak off Maria. Solid cards for sure.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
I will get Null up to 12 here. I could... Oh, I can move this Null. That's funny. Not useful, though. Let's just keep on keeping on here. Next turn, hope to draw Killmonger exactly. If we don't draw Killmonger, we could wait and hang on to this Deadpool to play Deadpool next turn. The benefit of that would be drawing... Well, Agony would not really be a live draw. I'd be full up in this location regardless. Yeah, let's just go for it then. Destroying 8 power worth of cards. They're going to steal my X-23. That's fine. Hope they don't give me an acid arrow here to clog up my Arnim Zola. That could be really awkward.
I definitely need to change my
And then I'm sending over a 24 power null to both of these locations next turn. That honestly seems fine. I also get to dump my hand here, which seems good as well. Just trying to figure out what other weirdness I might want to get into here. Am I ever Arnim Zola-ing the Venom? It's potentially reasonable. We'll play like this to leave that as an option. Oh, I am actually never Arnim Zola-ing into the big house, come to think of it. And do we have priority? That could be super important. I do believe we battle for priority here. My opponent threw away their Cosmo effectively into big house. Now I get to Arnim Zola for 2 24 power nulls, and that's why Destroy is good in Little League here, because this is just way more power than any other decks can reasonably expect to output, even with an onslaught from Valentina. We're able to get him for 8 cubes. And let's finish it off here with one last battle with Cerebro. And we draw it immediately, which is fantastic. We also have the Ravona, which means we could go like final turn Cerebro plus Valkyrie. I mean, let's snap. We have the Cerebro, right? We may be able to battle for Asgard and find the Mystique like that. Oh, it looks like a Destroy player. I was really strongly considering grabbing Killmonger. I think we'll just play Sentinel here. That's fine. Doesn't necessarily help me find the card draw. Oh, they're going to win in Asgard. I was also thinking about Cosmo, but did not ultimately wind up going with either of those options. And Ravona kind of a nombo with Bast, but I do still think I'll run them out here. One other thing to consider. Oh, I can't really Valkyrie in Monster Metropolis, so I think we're going to be Valkyrieing in Asgard, which kind of makes me want to... Oh, I can't really even battle for Asgard or Monster Metropolis at all. Unless they have a big card there, and then I just win with a few smaller cards. Yeah, that's possible. So I think I want to do like this. I do want to get some points into the vault, but I'm not sure exactly how. Maybe I should have played Sentinel this turn and held on to the Ravona, so that way I could have basted the Ravona, and then I would have had a better play this turn with Sentinel plus Ravona, but this is still fine. Actually, I can battle for Asgard all of a sudden, and I can even really battle for it if I want to go all out with Wasp. That's not what I was initially intending, but assuming they play a Venom here this turn, that's 7 plus 6, that's 13. This is 14. Huh. You know what? Let's try it. And let's play in the optimal order here as well. Wasp first, then Iron Man. And we can always still swing this location more in our favor later with Cerebro and Mystique on the final turn. So, seems cool. Depends where this Wolverine goes. Oh, it goes into Asgard. That's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Wolverine goes anywhere else, I win Asgard. Bummer. What did they play into Agony? Oh, they played a Hulkbuster into Agony. That's funny. Is this still active then? Is that what that means? I don't even know how that works. Feel like I don't have great plays here then. I could go Red Guardian Cerebro and hope that that's just enough to win the vault, hoping to find Mystique or / and Mr. Fantastic for the final turn of the game. Don't love it. Scarlet Witch to flip Monster Metropolis also does some interesting work here, though. I don't think I have many better options, so I think I've got to go for it here. And they are going to play all out for the Volt. That's going to give them a huge Deadpool, plus potentially X-23 and Venom. Yeah, really tough to beat them.
What a game!
I could have just played Valkyrie here, and that would have meant that I wound up winning in the Vault ultimately, but I had no idea to know. I guess I could have just predicted it. I am still winning in the Vault, right? Oh, I'm currently not winning in the Vault because Monster Metropolis. Huh. I don't think there's much of a way around that, huh? I just have to hope that they play a big card in Monster Metropolis so that I win the other two locations. I think we're going to retreat. See if we can find anything better in this one. Bast feels like an important draw right now. with this low power of a hand. Dream Dimension's awkward for Iron Man. Wow, I draw all of my Bast targets. I think I'm going to hang on to Cerebro, hope to hit Bast or Ravona. If not, I'm not looking good. Anyways, they're battling big in Dream Dimension currently. Well, I'm certainly going to want to play this here, but do I go for this first? I feel like it's very unlikely that they don't just destroy these cards right now. It's a big getcha if they don't, though, so I'll try it. Next turn is really my last opportunity to try to find a Bast. Oh, they don't destroy. They go for a Killmonger on X-23, which means this Red Guardian will hit the Bucky Barnes for some really nice value here. Cool. All right, I'm feeling good again. Bast, not Bast. We can Cerebro, Sentinel. I feel like that's actually my only play. And then next turn I can Mystique. And then on the final turn I'm going like Mr. Fantastic, Sentinel, Wasp. Not super exciting, but it's a play. Sure. What do they got for me here? Hulkbuster, that does not seem super useful. Plus, like, a Venom, yeah, it's not going to be too great for them. So I think we've won in Dream Dimension. The only question is, can we win in Eternal's Arc? Yeah, the Bast a little bit expensive here, though, actually, I could go Iron Man plus Wasp on the final turn. That would be 12 power. I could go Mystique plus Mr. Fantastic. That's a few more points into Dream Dimension. And then I could do something like this where I battle over here. So I'm battling for this location and this location. And they've got till right now to figure that out, which they might do. I'm hoping that they battle for Dream Dimension this turn. I take the big house, and then on the final turn, I take Dream Dimension back. Let's go for this play. They go for Agony, which means we are winning in big house still. So I think I just get to snap here. And now, I mean, with them confined to Eternal's Arc, I think I actually just battle for this location. Yeah, I think they were going to retreat there no matter what, but could have maybe snapped last turn because I felt pretty confident in a few different ways that could shake out. But if they were able to put, I mean, they only put 2 points of power onto the board last turn. I was kind of expecting a little bit more from them, but Destroy's a deck that has a lot of variance in it potentially, especially small ball version of Destroy. We will lead off here with a Sentinel. Where do I want it? I guess I could throw it here. Nah, we're gonna hang off from that snap for just a moment, my friend. I appreciate the reminder, though. Bucky Barnes. Negasonic, maybe not the best. Though, if we can catch a Venom or something, it could be sweet. We haven't seen any of the top end, but I do imagine they're playing it. I think we will just go for this here. Skewing the Ravona entirely. I mean, I'll play Ravona next turn. Why not? It's a 2-cost card. Could make my Cerebro cheaper on the final turn, or my Iron Man. So it's still fine. Big Deadpool here with the Carnage. 6 power Deadpool. They're going to go
Definitely need to change my underwear.
Venom. Or they're going to go Deadpool plus Venom into Kyun-Loon next turn. We imagine. And I can't beat them there with the Negasonic. Yeah, that's what I was thinking could be an interesting pickup. I think we'll just do this. Next turn I go Sentinel, Mr. Fantastic. Final turn I go Cerebro, Mystique, Sentinel. It's a good use of all of my energy. Sure. I guess I could snap here. I feel like I'm kind of
What a game!
pretty far behind here, though, still, with this Deadpool. Should probably be battling for priority, right? Yeah, maybe this was a mistake. If I had priority, then I could have maybe tried to kill the Deadpool, but I don't want to try to kill the Deadpool until the final turn, you know? $20 power takes it in Kyun-Loon, so I think I want to keep that open as an option. Probably do it the other order just in case. Now I'm going Cerebro, Mystique, and then a Sentinel. That's all I've got. The fact that I can actually battle for Kyun-Loon is somewhat exciting. Do I ever want to play Megason? No, I think I want to play Mr. Fantastic. Keeps me open in every location. What's their final play here? Oh, just a Deadpool. So they are dumping their hand, and then I think we can reasonably expect to see a null here. Right? They still have Prio. How much is this? This is 15, 16 in Camartage. That definitely loses to null, but I can't get any more than that, right? Oh wait, it's going to be a lot more than that. All of my guys are going to be for 7. Oh, so I'm battling in both of these locations. I'm losing in Pet Mansion. But I'm hoping that they just play a huge null here. Sure. Final turn snap. I'm only getting the boomer snaps here. This might take me out. We'll see what they got. I don't imagine it's an Arnim Zola into Camartage. It's not. It's Hulkbuster on Carnage, plus a 4-cost card, or 4 energy remaining. Just a Nova. Not that much. Okay, we actually get the win here. Take him back for 6 cubes, and leave him with 3 cubes remaining. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the high roll of a Cerebro 3 metagame. I was calculating everything as 5 power initially, but everything at 7 power, definitely a lot stronger.
Victory.
Now we'll... Oh, and my opponent's had enough. All right, there we go. They're going to give it to me. Fair play. And GG's. That'll be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.